And that's always the best time to invest, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
If you can make the case for the big picture future, and most people can't see it, that is the single best opportunity you will ever be given.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have Raoul giving his take on the changes in the economy and what we can expect for the rest of the year. Powell says that people in the market believe that everything is cyclical, meaning that everything in the system defaults to what came before. He says that we're now in an exponential trend which no one is prepared for or even knows about. People need to understand that everything in the market in an exponential trend environment becomes better. Powell states that in an exponential movement, every burst significantly increases, just as Bitcoin is doing now. Let's listen to Raoul as he gives his strategy for the current market, as well as the massive opportunity that exists even in today's economy. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy what we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
Volatility gives the reward, right?
Right.
So because it's a 70 vol asset, gives these 20, 50, 100x, depending what time period you're looking at. And people just are not set up for that because they are mean reversionists. They think the world is cyclical and everything reverts back to where it was. So therefore, every boom has a bust and every bust brings it back to where it started. But that's not what happens here. It's in an exponential trend. So every bust is significantly higher. I mean, Bitcoin 4,000, Bitcoin 20,000. Okay, and that's low to low. I mean, that's extraordinary. But people don't see that. They're not used to it. They don't know how to deal with it. So people are having to learn. I mean, all of us did. I mean, I was doing this because I never realized how in an exponential trend, buying and holding and adding into the big sell-offs is better. I went back and looked at all the times I traded Bitcoin from 2013 when I first got in at 200. I rode it up to, it went up to 2,000, to 1,000. So it went up 5x in 2 months, went all the way back down, 85%. I just held it because I wanted to treat it like an option. I wanted to see, and I had a 10-year view. And I said, listen, it's probably going to 100,000, worst case, 1 million, best case, over the next 10 to 20 years. So I held it, it went back 85%, it rallied all the way back up, and I got out during the forking wars in 2018, 17, and I've made 10 times my money and thought I was a genius. It went up another 10x and then came back down again, so it was fine. I went back, and then I rebought in 2020 in that sell-off. I went back and did the maths on my much smaller position that I started with versus the much bigger when I really went in, you know, irresponsibly long in 2020. If I'd have just held my original stake, I'd have made 5 times as much money by not, and I traded it well. I made money every time. And if I'd have just held it, I'd have made 5x. If I'd have just doubled, just keep adding my original stake every time it sold off in the big cycles and got down to that 5-year moving average, I'd have made 25x.
Powell believes that it's essential for everyone to become proficient in what technology investors have mastered long ago. People must be comfortable and skilled at buying into sell-offs. Powell notes that if everything in the economy immediately becomes solved, it will still be too late for many people. This is because they lack the conviction to seize an amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that would have yielded a massive payoff.
I'm like, Raoul, you're an idiot. That's the point here. We have to learn a different skill set. And the skill set is own it and buy into the sell-offs. And that's what tech investors managed to figure out a long time ago. Silicon Valley figured this out much before us macro bozos did. So, you know, the moment the UX is solved and everything's right,
too late.
It's too late. I have a few different tokens. My main bets are Ethereum and Solana. But like Mooch, I have no idea whether Solana's going to be something or not. I think it probably is because the network adoption seems to be as high as anything else, but the world can change fast. So, you know, outside of that, I have a basket of equally weighted stuff because I assume I'm an idiot and don't know how to choose the right things. So I've got that. And then that's why I set up a fund of hedge funds, because I'd rather give my money to a bunch of people whose job is to go and find what is the next 100x or 1000x than try and do it myself, because it's complicated. So yeah, I started an asset management company to do that. And the rest is a couple of concentrated bets and then just a small basket of stuff, just to keep my eye on it all, see what's moving, see how it works. I think we have no idea, so we can just invent things and make it sound cool. We have just no idea. What I do know is if I just extrapolate the network adoption effects, the number of users and where that number of users is going, and assume it gets to somewhere between 4 and 5 billion in the next 10 years or so, which would be central bank digital currencies enabling it, all ticketing, a whole bunch of stuff going that way. Well, the market cap of the space goes from whatever it is today, $1 trillion, to $200 trillion. Okay, we kind of throw out these numbers. People don't realize the world has never seen an accumulation of wealth like that in history. I mean, this would be the shortest period of time of the largest accumulation of wealth ever seen. So even if I'm wrong, let's say I'm a total moron and I'm wrong by 90%. Well, 20 trillion, 1 trillion, I'll still take that bet because it's still the best bet in the world. And that's by me being wrong by 90%. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see any gigantic risk. I don't think regulation is a risk because people are voters and you're bringing a lot of voters online into this. So I think that's a battleground. So I don't see the big existential risk. You know, we've just had a de-risking from leverage. Was that an existential risk? No, it's standard stuff that markets have done, you know, many times, like long-term capital. I've lived through these all. It's just regular stuff. I don't see an issue. Clients and the RIAs and the people you deal with and I deal with on the asset management side is they're always looking over their shoulder because somebody's always saying you're being an idiot. Because financial markets are all a history of all of us being an idiot and making wrong decisions. And they are scared of it. They're really scared of it. It's very hard to get them to have enough conviction, but when they do, they stick around. But you can see it. They get very wavery. But I explain to people all the time, it's like, we've already said it's a 100 vol asset class. It will have 75% drawdowns, and those are opportunities. Every time it does, it's a life-changing risk reward. So even if now, I mean, I think we all think the low is in, but let's assume it's not. Let's say there's another 50% downside from here. Well, the upside, when you get to these kind of levels after the sell-off, is about 10 to 20x. So 50 basis points downside, 10 to 20x upside is like, you know, Mooch, we've been in the business for a long time. You never get these opportunities in your lifetime. You might get one if you were lucky in some VC deal, but in an entire market that goes up 20x, and it does it periodically in this exponential trade, we never get this.
Powell says that his primary cryptocurrencies are Ethereum and Solana, but he also maintains an equally weighted basket as a hedge against a hard hit. He also created an asset management company to assist him in finding the best investment. Powell doesn't believe that crypto regulation will be a big risk to the market because there has already been a giant deleveraging. He sees that this has been the shortest period of time where wealth has been collected in such large quantities. The only issue is people lacking conviction to hold on to their investments in time to claim a massive risk reward. What do you guys think about Raoul Pal's current market strategy? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.